It was a bitterly cold evening in downtown Chicago, the kind that forced even the most resilient souls to seek warmth in doorways and under overpasses. Snowflakes danced in the wind like lost feathers, and street lamps flickered against the grayish fog. Inside the elegant velvet tan-gold ambience of Millionaire, one of the city's most exclusive restaurants, a millionaire named Jackson Marlowe sat alone at a corner table. The scent of rosemary lamb chops, truffle risotto, and fresh, baked focaccia filled the room. Every table was dressed in fine linen, and every diner wore designer brands, laughing and toasting under chandeliers worth more than most people's houses. Jackson wasn't laughing, though. He stirred his wine absent-mindedly, gazing through the tall window beside him. He was the CEO of a booming tech firm and had been recently listed in Forbes' Top 40 Under 40, yet none of that filled the void in his chest. He had it all: mansions, luxury cars, a private jet, but no one to share it with. Not since his wife's tragic accident 3 years ago. Business associates surrounded him. Women flirted for status. But love, connection, that had left him. Long ago, just as the waiter brought out the dessert, a delicate raspberry soufflé, Jackson sighed and pushed his plate back. Barely touched. "You didn't like the steak, sir?" the waiter asked politely. Jackson shook his head. Not hungry tonight. Stood to leave, adjusting his coat. Just as he stepped outside, the wind hit him like a freight train. Snow swirled around him, blurring the sight of the alley beside the restaurant. And that's when he heard it, a soft voice, almost a whisper. May I have your leftovers, sir?" Jackson turned slowly. There, wrapped in a tattered blanket, stood a young girl, no older than 7, barefoot and trembling. Her cheeks were flushed from the cold, her lips blue. But it was her eyes that rooted Jackson in place, big amber and filled with pain no child should know. There was hunger, yes, but more than that, hope. Raw, fragile, desperate hope. "Did you say leftovers?" he asked, stunned. She nodded quickly. "Just the bread or something?" "Anything. Where's your mother?" he asked. She's trying to find work. Said she'd be back by dark." He looked around, no one else, just the snow and silence. "Wait here." He darted back inside the restaurant, shocking the matron. "Box everything: steak, sides, dessert, and add something hot, soup, and a hot chocolate." Within minutes, he returned with a bag, still warm. He crouched in front of her and handed it over. Her tiny fingers clutched it like treasure. "Thank you, sir," she whispered, eyes glistening. "What's your name?" Jackson asked softly. "Luna." "That's a beautiful name." He paused. Then did something wildly uncharacteristic. He took off his own cashmere coat and wrapped it around her. "Stay warm, and if your mom doesn't come back soon, I'll wait with you." Chapter 2. From a whisper to a miracle, Luna sat beside Jackson under the shelter of the restaurant's canopy, eating carefully, savoring every bite. She offered him some, and the gesture, so pure, so innocent, made him blink back tears. He hadn't felt this human in years. As they waited, Jackson learned about her life. Her father had passed in a construction accident. Her mother, Maria, once a nurse, lost her job due to illness and layoffs. Had no home now, only shelters, odd corners, and the streets. "I try to help Mommy," Luna said. "But it's hard." Jackson clenched his fists. How could a world that allowed billionaires also let children starve? Hours passed. Still no sign of Maria. Finally, Jackson called his driver, had Luna sit in the car to stay warm, and told his assistant to alert nearby hospitals and shelters. Midnight neared when his phone rang. Maria had collapsed outside a factory, unconscious. From exhaustion and cold, she was in the ER. By 1 a.m., Jackson and Luna were at the hospital. Maria, pale and frail, lay on a bed. She stirred as Luna ran into her arms. "Mommy, he helped me. He brought food and hot chocolate." Maria's eyes met Jackson's, and the weight of her gratitude hit him harder than any boardroom triumph ever had. That night changed everything. Over the next week, Jackson paid Maria's medical bills. But it didn't stop there. He arranged temporary housing. He got Maria a full medical checkup and connected her with a nonprofit he funded secretly that provided job training for single mothers. He hired her directly as a medical consultant for a new health tech initiative his company was developing. Maria hesitated at first, unsure why he was doing all this. "Because your daughter saved me?" Jackson said simply. The story of Luna's whisper spread. Someone had snapped a photo of Jackson giving the food and coat. It went viral. "Millionaire saved by hungry child's eyes" became the headline. News outlets begged for interviews, but Jackson refused. "This isn't about me. It's about what we all overlook every day." But his company's stock surged. Investors praised his humanity. And more importantly, thousands were inspired to start their own local charity work. 1 year later, Luna was in school, living in a warm home. Maria had a stable job, and Jackson found himself visiting more, helping with homework, laughing. Again, falling in love with not just life, but with a family he never saw coming. At a gala that winter, Jackson spoke publicly for the first time. "We chase millions thinking they'll fill us, but it took a whisper in the snow. AI, have your leftovers to remind me what truly matters."